Then I'm just going to start. So if you are on, you can hear me, please mute yourself. Excellent. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about, everybody knows that we have an amazing guest speaker tonight. Elie Goldstein is our guest speaker tonight. We're all super excited to hear him. A couple things I want to go all over before we get on. First and foremost, Pasadena. If you guys have not, Annie, mute yourself. If you guys have not booked your tickets for Pasadena yet, it is so, so important that you do. And I am going to ask Johnny LaPresto to just jump on here for a second and talk about the importance of going to these events. Johnny, can you do us the honors?
Now you can. Can you hear me? Hey, everybody. I'm just eating. Again, if you know me, I like to eat constantly. So I'm in this cute little restaurant, and I'm hanging out with a buddy of mine, and we're just having a little dinner. But yeah, the importance of like just being at an event. I mean, this is business. This is real, and I find out, you know, through the years, rather, being with multiple companies, it's so important to be at the event. You want to be part of that momentum, because this is the beginning of the year. Pasadena is the first event. Yeah, we're East Coast people, but guess what? We're going to fly out west, and we're going to be there because it's the beginning of the year, and there's going to be some great stuff being announced, and Thomas DeLauer and the keto stuff. I mean, I am so fired up that this guy is going to be kind of our brand ambassador, educator, spokesperson, partner. And I was kind of giddy the other day watching the video that they did for the Diamonds and Ambassadors with Thomas, talking about family and that relationship between him and Alexi being this formulator and Thomas being the guy who can articulate why these formulas, why these supplements, the way they're designed in the quantities, qualities, the different synergies of these products and the delivery systems that make them so different. So I can't tell you guys, we're 2 years in the books. We've done wonderful things, but we haven't gotten started yet. I mean, this thing hasn't even begun. And this is my 7th company and my 3rd startup. And I've never seen anything like this in my life in 25 years. For the supplement world, the wellness world, the beauty world, the fitness world, and the network marketing world to come together all at once at this time, it's just unreal. So I'm a little noisy over here. I don't want to bother everybody else eating, but I wanted to jump on, give everybody some Christmas love, holiday love. I'm going to go mute myself and I'm going to listen in. Thanks for having me.
Kelly, you're muted.
You're muted, Kelly.
So guys, so I wanted Johnny to just jump on for a second and talk to us about the events. Pasadena is huge, guys. If you have not gotten your ticket yet, or you have team members that have not gotten their tickets yet, do it. That's where millionaires are made. That's where lives are changed. That's where things happen. That's where we learn, we grow, and our excitement goes through the roof. So I just wanted to say that. 2 things I want to mention. Today is mine and Patrick's anniversary with New You Life. It is officially 2 years today that we have been
2 years. 2.
It is officially 2 years.
We have 10 fingers, so we got a long way to go.
So yeah, so that's super exciting for us. And one more thing I want to mention is we are going into the new year. There's going to be a lot of things that need to be done from now until the end of the year in order to set ourselves up for next year. The company has been awesome with these pre-sales. So when everybody, the rest of the world is sleeping, we're going to be going at it like a railroad train. All these orders are going to be coming in the first week of January. But as Jackie Agostinelli and I were talking earlier, we were saying what we have to do, and Jackie's so gracious, she's going to do a call with the company on the 30th of how to prepare for the upcoming year. So we need to go into this honestly like a steamroller. And we've got our accountability groups. I've written over 50 scripts and dialogues for everybody to go over with their accountability partners. I'm super excited about this. We've got category changing stuff coming up. So with no more ado, I would like to welcome our fabulous guest, Elie, and just have him kind of talk about Somaderm, about KDKN, and then we're going to open it up at the end for a Q&A. Okay, so I'm going to mute me out, and the stage is...
Hey guys, number one, thank you so much for having me. You guys are so wonderful. I've got to reiterate what John said. It is so important at the beginning of the year to build momentum. It's a great time for you to get hold of us one-on-one and actually get information that you wouldn't normally get. It's a great place to do that. It's a great place to understand Thomas DeLauer, the kind of person he is. Meet Alexi, I mean the whole staff, marketing, what we're doing, what we're bringing to life in 2020. Just our whole approach to everything as a company and as a family. And that's the most important thing. If you saw the Diamond preview, you understand how close all of us are. And we feel this way with anybody. I talk to Kelly 3 times a week, 3 times. I talk with John, we're talking almost every week now, John? I mean, you guys use me, please. I want you to have accessible information that is going to help your businesses, that is going to help you grow and get to the point you want to get to with New You Life. This is what family's all about, and if I can't share myself with you, I'm not going to share it with anybody else. So I just want you to understand that. Let's take it back. 18 years ago, Alex brings along Somaderm. Alexi's, he was, you know, if you think about it, 18 years ago, he brought this here. And nobody knew what it was. They never knew that they had gold in their hands because people at that time didn't understand what this was, you know, and what it is this is a whole body balancer. There's nothing in the marketplace that brings something like this to life. There's nothing in the world that brings something like this. This is an amazing product that is concocted by an amazing man. You guys have a one-off product that really no one else in the world has. A product like this in a pharmacy is going to cost you $1,000. You guys get to build your businesses around this for $150. It is truly amazing. I mean, if you look at the ingredients in here, just the ingredients alone, what you're getting in a product like this with the somatropin, with the glandulars, with the botanicals, all put together in amounts that help your body help itself, you'll understand what an amazing product. Plus, this delivery system that is now refined, working with the top, and we just had dinner last night with the top manufacturer in the world. And he guaranteed us an ironclad guarantee that you know, that no one else in the world is going to ever get hold of this manufacturer. He'll only deal with Alexi. And that's part of the family. We talk about, you know, being committed. Are you hearing me, Kelly? Are we getting this? Okay. We talk about being committed to the cause. And it starts with Alexi. It's our manufacturers. It's our corporate team. It's our distributors in the field. It's everything all together. And now it's Thomas DeLauer. I mean, you were bringing it all together for you. All the processing issues, anything on the back end, these are all getting worked out. We're growing at a pace that is astronomical. And, you know, your captain at the helm, Alexi, is taking this ship and he's driving it in a direction in 2020 that is going to be second to none. You are going to have products that are not only going to change the way that people think about nutrition, you're going to be having category creators again and again and again. They're unique. They're really put out to be for anybody looking to get a nutritional benefit from them. Let me give you an example. Alexi and I, for 30 years, have been seeing people walk in and out of our shops. And what we figure this is we have the best market research in the world because we talk to you every day. We see that what you need every day. I don't have to go out, or he doesn't have to go out and hire a firm to tell me what people want in the field. You guys are already telling us, right? This is your insight that you have in your corporate team. So you have to understand that this insight brings to light new products, innovative thought that brings innovative products. I mean, you look at KG4 and Ketogen 4, there's a lot of BHB products on the market. I mean, there is. I could probably name off 50. But who does a 4-salt blend? Nobody. Who puts adaptogens in it? Nobody. Who puts alkalizing materials in it? Nobody. Who puts digestive enzymes to prevent ketoacidosis? Nobody. I mean, these things are all thought of because the market research we get in our shops, in our retail establishments, give us the heads up on what is happening to you in the field. Now, developing the new, and I got it right here, Keto Day, Keto Night. We understand that in MCTs, if you've ever tasted an MCT, medium chain triglyceride, they normally taste pretty bad. These things taste like breakfast and dessert. They are truly, truly amazing. You know, I've got a special guest here. Sorry, guys.
I'm not special.
That's a special guest right there, right? And this is what I talk about family, right? We talk about family and we talk about bringing this together, right? And here you go. You've got the man that walks in, you know. How you feeling?
I thought you were at the North Pole.
Jackie,
Alexi Claus, I thought you were at the North Pole.
Elie.
That's the thing, see? And we're going to see all of you next month. This is the important part about getting out to these events, right? Mm-hmm. This is really it. We bond, we build momentum, and we make these things happen. It's so important for all of us to do this together because we can't do it without you, and you can't do it without us. So why not do this together? What do you think, Cuz?
Hi, Jennifer.
Look at him. He's just sitting there going, hi.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi,
You know?
Annie. Hi, everyone.
So I was just explaining.
Love you, Debbie.
About,
So guys, listen up. The field, listen up. Listen, Elie, the fact that you are so tangible, okay, and you're willing to join us, and then Alexi Claus comes on the call. I mean, this
Truly black.
this guys, no other company would do this. I'm sorry.
This is not a company, it's a family, guys. It's a
Exactly.
This is why I want every human being that ever comes here to know forever that they're not gonna have anybody that has their interest at heart more than right here. So no matter where you go around, no matter where you stray around, you're gonna land where people care about you the most, and it's right here in this family. So.
see? I mean, how good does it get? I mean, how much better can it get? Because we feel the same way you do. I mean, every time I look at this guy, and you know, it's funny because we were doing the Diamond Review, and I almost started crying at the Diamond Review, and because every time I look at him, I am so proud
Aw,
you,
that's good.
no, I really am, because you look back 2 years and both of us were working in stores, right? We're grinding away, doing our thing. We're building a family in our communities, in our stores.
So what is this anyways? You didn't tell me. What are we doing here?
What are we doing here, Kelly? Patrick? We're having a family meeting.
So what we're doing here tonight is
Well, it's a regular Thursday night. call.
we have a Thursday night call. It's called In It to Win It. It's for women in the company. And tonight we invited the guys on too, because Elie is our guest speaker. So Elie was going to talk to us about KDKN and about Somaderm and about 30 times and some of the things that people come to me and I say, I don't know, I just know it works. So I figured there was a lot of women that are a lot smarter than me. So if Elie educated them as well, then I could say, so what did that mean?
You know what? I'll tell you one thing, and how much I love this guy. More than the fact that we're blood, okay, that we think the same way and we just love people. But Elie is, I mean, you can trust this guy with everything. I mean, he has so much love. He wants to share all his knowledge with everybody. And when he agreed to join us and help me, because we're growing and getting so big, and man, he is born for this. Obviously, you guys can tell. And when he was able to save me the time, and I'm able to see when Elie's with you guys, it's almost as good as when I'm good with you. The only difference is that I can't see you. I'm jealous. I want to be there. But on everything else, I mean, if you want to trust any human being that's been doing this for 3 decades plus, it's this guy right here. You know, so you got the knowledge and expertise, the one-on-one. You want R&D? We work with one-on-one people for 30 years.
Yeah.
For 30 years, we've been doing this one-on-one, not fake R&Ds, real R&Ds, not rat studies, human studies, right? This is.
Yeah, I gotta tell guys.
This is what we call application experience, right? You never know how something's going to work until it works in a person. Now, we've been doing that for 30 years when it comes to all kinds of nutraceuticals, every type, homeopathic, herbal, nutraceutical, nutrition, macro, micro, everything that you could think of, hormonal. We've seen it all for 30 years.
Yep.
I mean, you go to your doctor and you ask him how much application experience he has. Go to him and ask him.
Not only that, listen to this one. So we know what works and what doesn't know, because we know what people come back for and what they don't come back for. We know what's a gimmick, right? After decades and decades, you know what's a gimmick, what's coming and gone. You know what's going to be here. You know what people feel the difference with at different ages, different categories. And then I just can't wait to share with you guys some of the stuff that's going to be coming. That's literally not only going to change your lives, okay?
Not tonight.
I hate saying how much it's going to change before I actually show it to you guys. So you guys are just going to have to wait and see. Okay.
What we're putting together for you guys for 2020 is unparalleled to what anybody's going to do in the marketplace.
Hey, can I just say one thing, Elie and Alexi?
Just one thing.
Listen, and the field will really get a kick out of this. Bottom line, what I got out of this call tonight was you guys have your finger on the pulse. Absolutely have the finger on the pulse. Through the retail end with the store for 30 years and now in this for 2 years, you guys, you feel the heartbeat, you know what's needed and what's a gimmick and what lasts and what works. And that's what these people need to know. And I wish we had another 2,000 people on the call to hear it.
Well, you know, you record it, you could turn it over to 2,000 people.
Right.
You know? Right?
Or more. But
That's
the truth.
You guys go ahead and post this, you know, you're going to get playback.
It's the future.
It really is.
Past, it's the present. It's the future.
Yes. So the one thing I want to tell you, so when Alexi put this together 18 plus years ago now, right? Mm-hmm. He was 18 years plus ahead of the curve when he put this in. And Kelly, you were asking me about 30X. Now 30X is a dilution. What you have to understand about dilutions is that the more dilutions, the purer the property, the better the signal is, right? This is how this works. So when you look at 30X and people say, oh, it's 30 million, with 30 million times diluted, right?
Well, with homeopathic dilutions, the more diluted, the actually stronger the product is and the more effective it is.
Right.
It actually works backwards, you know, and this is part of, I mean, luckily, I mean, as you know, the story of the product, when the FDA came back, it took it, what, about 13 years ago or so. When I came back with it, I was able to come back with a better dilution. And when people got back on the newer one, it was like, oh my God, I feel so much more than the one before, you know. And this is another testimonial basically from everybody that tried it and that was on it 13, 14 years ago. I mean, long before New Life existed, right? When people came and tried it, when it used to be in a jar, in a cream, where people had to stick their hand in there, you know, and everybody just like, when they tried the new one and how much better it was, everybody just flipped and the product took a life of its own, of course.
So, and I want to say something about the new application, the new airless pump. Okay, the wonderful thing, and I don't think people press this enough, is that being airless, there is no oxidation that happens in this whatsoever. If there was a little in the old jar, it doesn't happen at all in the new jar because there is no air in there. And you have to remember that. Things oxidize over time. Now they don't. So, you know, it's a huge, huge benefit to have this here. It's the practical things a lot of people don't think about when it comes to these things. And this is what being in the industry teaches you. You going from a pump dispenser that sometimes catches air in it and doesn't apply the proper dosage to a place where you're exact, no oxidation, preserves everything in there tremendously. You know, your varied amounts. I mean, there's so many benefits to it. More and more each time you see these upgrades to this, and that's all to him. I mean, he sees these things. I mean, we see these things every day. Are you taking off?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay, not yet. He'll be back. So hang on, he'll be back. But these are the things he sees with the BHP product. I mean, you look at ketogen, and again, you know, as I look into my box here, right? And I mean, it's little touches. If you haven't seen this, this is just an amazing touch. I've never, ever seen a company do something like this. This is one-off. This is what New You Life is about. Impressions, delivery. We want you having the best products, the best marketing, the best material, the best family. That's what it is. You're not going to go over your mother's house for Thanksgiving and get a turkey that's not cooked well. You know, it's just not going to happen. And the green beans are going to be better than any place that you're going to go, right? This is what happens when now you're in our kitchen and you're our family, right? So we're going to deliver the best things possible for you because we understand the marketplace and what's out there. And by understanding that, I can't put out a product that's not going to be better than what the competition's putting out in the model that we have. I can't go to my family with the you know, being conscious of it and actually give them something that's not going to be superior to anybody else in the field. This is the problem with other companies. They want to settle on things. It takes us a little while to get the product all together and everything, because when we do these formulations, we have to do stability testing. We have to do taste testing. We have to make sure the mixability of it goes well. We have to make every gamut that you could ever think of. I don't know how many times we've tasted. I mean, really, I don't have any taste buds left after doing keto nut. I mean, you know, I feel like I'm all oiled out, you know. I mean, we've tested so many different flavors. I mean, really about 75 different flavors in the day and in the night, right? To get these things dialed in. So, and oh my God, with KG4, if you saw how much BHB I had to go through, you guys don't know. I was probably taking like 19 grams a day just testing products, right? There was no way I wasn't in ketosis, but I tell you what, I was going through toilet paper like it was second to none. So, you know, the whole thing is that we go through all this because we understand what needs to be put forward for you guys. You know, we understand what ingredients need to be in here to be at a competitive level in the market space, right? Plus, we need to bring you innovation, right? If I give you a BHP product, I can go get a BHP product for $50, but it's going to make me sick. I'm going to get the keto flu, and you know, I'm going to be on the toilet all night long because I can't digest it. Alexi thought of all this when he sat down. He launched KG4, Ketogen 4, right when I came with the company. When he asked me to come to the company, and he's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, looking at the ingredients, I'm like, there's not an aspect of this product that you didn't think of. Everything that has to do with any condition of ketosis is thought of in this product, right? And I understand, well, you know, some people are looking, oh, well, I got Somaderm, right? And it is our flagship product. Let's be real, right? It is our flagship product. But then when we really wanted to delve into the keto market, I mean, developing relationships is what it's all about. So if we're going to really get into this keto space, why not get the guy that's the #1 keto guy in the world? Yeah. And I mean, and we go meet Thomas. We have dinner with him. I feel like I'm sitting down with my brother. The guy, I mean, he's a little more ripped than me, and you know, yeah, he's stunning, and he's 31 years old and super successful and all that. But I'll tell you what, he's humble, just like everybody in our families, right? That's the thing. He doesn't think of himself more than just an average human being. That's a father, you know, a husband, and dedicated to his family like we all are. It's an amazing, you know, parallel that happens. It's you know, we talk, it's almost like a homeopathic preparation, like cures like, right? And that's what happened with Thomas. It just kind of clicked, and it happened. And you know, I mean, Thomas and I talk twice a week, not for any reason, just he's like, hey, you know, I know he bought a house in Carmel. He's moving closer. He's like, hey, you know, you and your wife will be able to drive down, have dinner with me and my wife, and we'll be able to hang out. I'm up at YouTube at least once a month. I'll drop in and have dinner with you. This is, I mean, this is our family. The #1 guy in the world in the keto space is in our family now. I mean, that's leaps and bounds above any other company. I mean, there's other companies that sell in our space that do sell keto products. Are they as innovative as us? Probably not. I'm not going to say that they're horrible, but I mean, I think they did in 2017, $325 million in sales on 2 products with multiple flavors that were inferior to ours. So, without anybody of recognition in the space. So that tells you how wide open that market space is. I mean, it is really, and you talk about the benefits. Let's talk about the benefits of keto here. And I'm going to get back to Somaderm, and I'm going to get back into KG4, and I'm going to get back, Alexi will probably walk back in here in a little bit, and we'll start going off on some other tangent. But this is the way family works. We're dysfunctional, but functional at the same time, right? So we have Keto Day. Keto Day. I want you guys to realize that we offer a 6-day on, 1-day off program. The reason why we do that, it's not like it's a cheat day, but what it is that when you inundate your body in a certain way all the time, your body gets used to things. It's good to keep your body on a little edge. And by throwing your body that 1 day off, what it does is it really makes your body work harder to stay in ketosis when you get back on. And it actually will feed your muscles. And you got to remember, your muscles going to control your metabolism. Your metabolism is going to control your fat utilization. So this is it's not something we do just to say, oh, we want you to have 1 day off. It's actually technically sound when it comes to a ketosis diet to take a little break, go have some carbs. You know, it's like a refeed. I work with some of the biggest bodybuilding coaches in the world, and they want you to do a refeed 2 or 3 times a week when you're training. And what you're doing is you're really pushing your muscle. Because even talking with Thomas, when you're on a keto diet, you can get great longevity out of your energy. Excuse me, guys. But the thing is that you're going to sacrifice a little bit on your strength side. You can't be super, super strong being in full ketosis. It's those carbs that really fuel and power your workouts. That's why we usually carb up before and carb up after a workout, just so we can power the workout and recover a little easier. Now, when you're using fat for all that conversion to energy and that energy spike that your muscles need, that insulin push is not there, right? So you sacrifice a little on the strength side of things. But I would tell you this, if I was to go out and crank 100 miles on my bicycle, I'd have much more steady energy levels. Excuse me, guys. I just got over a little bit of a chest cold. So that's part of the keto thing. That's why we tell you go 6 days on, 1 day off. Go out, carb up a little bit, give your body a refeed. When you get back on that, I guarantee your muscles are going to blow up. Your energy is going to stabilize. You're really going to make a difference in your body that way. So let's break into today a little bit here. Today we use an MCT oil. We use a blend. It's a C8 and C10 carbon. And these carbons are tails of fat. One is capro, one is caprylic acid. One's for energy, and one will actually help you with yeast. If you're familiar with caprylic acid will actually go into your intestinal tract and peel the yeast off your intestines, so you can actually have better nutrient utilization. If you talk to anybody that has a yeast infection, if they take caprylic acid, they're going to get a huge benefit, because sugar feeds yeast. So when you're on keto, there's no sugar, right? But you can still have some yeast manifestation. Then you get some caprylic acid in there, which peels that yeast manifestation off of those upper intestines and gets rid of that. And that way your body can have better nutrient utilization. Super, super important, right? People don't think about this aspect when they're thinking about MCT oils, because most companies don't use a blend like this. Most companies will just take something like a C8 and they say, oh, it gives you energy. Okay, C8 does help ketone release. Ketones help energy. Energy burns fat, right? That's the whole chain in which this goes in. So above that, we're looking at the ingredients. We use collagen. We use a beef collagen in here. Beef collagen, the usability of beef collagen is a little more effective for hair, skin, and nails. There's 5 different types of collagen. there's fish, there's chicken, there is beef, there is an algae collagen. I know, and there's one more. Trying to think here. There's one more collagen out there. I think actually 1 and 3 come from bovine source. So yeah, both of those come from bovine. So there's 1 and 3 that come from bovine, 2 that comes from chicken, 5 that comes from fish, and I think 10 comes from algae. Right? The problem is that we wanted to help your hair, skin, nails, and joints. And that's why we use the beef collagen. And remember, all of this is in what they call a liposomal delivery system. And what a liposomal delivery system does for you is that it allows you to digest this without being damaged. Betaine hydrochloride is the most potent acid for digestion. I can eat steel, and betaine hydrochloride would actually break down steel. And then the rest of your enzymes pull those nutrients through your intestines and into the bloodstream for utilization, right? So with a liposomal delivery system, what it does is it protects the nutrients in our products from being denatured, or the potency being denatured from betaine hydrochloride, which is a huge benefit because you're getting true nutrient delivery. Right. And these are the details that Alexi and Thomas and myself were thinking of when putting these products together, because Alexi and I see this in our store a lot of the time. We see people with yeast manifestation. Well, if you have yeast, you can't, your body's just going to push those nutrients right down into your lower intestine and push it right out your body, right? If you don't have liposomal protection of the nutrients get denatured by betaine hydrochloride. I mean, you have to think of all of this when putting these things together. And these thoughts are put together prior to putting these formulas together, right? How do we protect our nutrients? How do we deliver through to the bloodstream? How do we get best nutrient absorption? All these questions are asked when we're developing these products. In the truth of the matter is that I don't think companies are really thinking about this kind of stuff. They're really not, right? How does your body's metabolism differ in the morning than it does from the evening? I mean, there's huge differences here in the body in the morning and the evening. And really, we're the only one addressing it? Well, cool, I'll take that. Because you know what? Thomas talks about, diurnal and circadian rhythms and the rhythms of your bodies and how this affects you and everything. It makes a huge difference. We know that your metabolism's highest in the morning. That's why most people tend to do fasted cardio in the morning. They know their metabolism's highest. You're going to burn most fat in the morning doing empty stomach cardio. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but the thing is, people don't know this because they're not talking to the marketplace. They're not dealing with top coaches in the world. They're not, I mean, it's years and years of experience to get all this knowledge into la tête, as we say in French, in your head. It's really important. And when developing these things, you have to think, all right, how is this going to affect me? What do I want it to do? What do I want the outcome to do? We have to think what result we want from taking this product, right? For not just your athlete, but your average person, right? I mean, most of us we're hardworking people, when we can get in a few workouts here and there, makes us feel better. When we eat a little better, we drop a few points of body fat, and when we want to push it to the limit, we're going to train a little bit harder, eat a little bit cleaner. But most people are just living their lives, getting by, loving their family, and everything. We developed this for those people and for the enthusiasts as well. This benefits everyone. Then we went in and added, okay, Tom said this on the dime. It's called pterostilbene, all right? And what it is, if you've ever heard of something called resveratrol, resveratrol is a very active cardiovascular antioxidant. Resveratrol it's almost like an esterified or an inositol, meaning that it's 4 times more active than the regular resveratrol. It helps thermogenesis. It helps cardiovascular health. It helps just a number of things out there when it comes to, you know, just overall body health. And if you look it up, you will see just a plethora of information regarding it. Excuse me. CoQ10. So CoQ10 is it's key in cellular energy. Now there's 2 types of CoQ10. There's ubiquinone and ubiquinol. And the reason we don't use ubiquinol in here, it would be a waste of money. Because with a liposomal delivery system, and that's what they do with ubiquinol, is that they fat protect it. It makes it just as effective. So we're again protecting the molecule. So you're getting better usage. And that's what the liposomal delivery system does. Okay, if you look at ubiquinol, you're going to pay about 40% more for it. And since this is already bound in the liposomal delivery system, you're going to find out you're going to get about the same absorption rate. Ubiquinone is water soluble. So we bind it with the fat soluble to hold it in your body longer, enable it to pass that betaine hydrochloride and get into your upper intestines and be utilized. This is mitochondria fire, is what I call it. It lights your mitochondria on fire. Now, your mitochondria is what's producing your ATP energy, right? Not only that, but you're getting antioxidation or antioxidants with this as well. So it's protecting the cell wall integrity at the same time, right? So not only are you getting this firing, but you're getting all this protection in here too, right? So it's a dual layer when it comes to CoQ10. And my favorite, the EGCG extract. Now, EGCG is an extract of green tea. I mean, there's so many benefits to green tea, especially in the EGCG form. I mean, there's thermogenesis, there's cellular protection, there's energy, there's mental focus. I mean, the list goes on. It's been researched for thousands of years. I mean, you have stuff in here that's so researched. You know, there's so much research on this stuff, right, that we see. And really, if I was to take each one of these items, and I did forget one item purposely in this product because I want to get to it last, because I think it's one of the most important items that we put in Keto Day, and that's the DHA. We use algal DHA, which is an algae DHA. So they extract algae, plankton, that has this DHA to it. Now it is eco-friendly, I will tell you that, because there's a few companies that do it, but they don't do as good as a job as algal does. This is a vegan DHA. And if you know anything about DHA, there's a ton of studies that will tell you with ADHD, ADD, any focus problems, anything. It is one of the few fat nutrients that will help cross the brain barrier, right? The blood-brain barrier, which helps you with mental focus. I mean, it's huge, and 400 milligrams is a lot. When you go to Costco and you buy your omega-3, It's standard 180 milligrams EPA and 120 milligrams of DHA. Now you would have to take 3.5 of those capsules to get what you got, those big long capsules that taste like stinky fish, because they are not molecularly distilled, right? They just grind up in anchovies, sardines, and mackerel, all bottom feeders, right? You get them from bottom feeders. And if they don't molecularly distill this, they're not taking the parabens and metals and everything out of those products before putting them into that capsule. So you are getting all that disgusting stuff in with your DHA. This is a purified algae from a vegan source that you're getting that from. So, I mean, when you think about the formula just in the daytime, it's just incredible how much, oh God. I mean, we first started out, it must have been a list of like 75 ingredients. This bottle would have been this fat and this tall if we wanted to put all the nutrients that we wanted in there. And then you wouldn't have gotten the taste that you're getting out of this. We flavored it mocha. It's sweetened with stevia. I mean, it's all natural. It's really, when it comes to, you know, MCT oils, we're changing the way people are looking at things. I mean, it's again a game changer for you guys, because people are just throwing coconut in bottles and call them MCT oils. They're not giving you these isolates like we're giving you, right? That are really directed for morning and early afternoon use. Now, I will say this: if you are doing intermittent fasting, right, which a lot of people do, if you're a hardcore sticking to the program, you can't do this till you break your fast. Okay? Because if you do this, this breaks your fast. Right? Thomas and I had a long discussion about that. So, I mean, a lot of people, the way Thomas, you know, he coaches me a little bit. So the way he likes me to break my fast is have 4 ounces of protein, wait 30 minutes, and then I have my keto day. That's usually how I break my fast when I'm doing intermittent fasting. Now let's get to the night, which is my favorite part. Now, there's 2 problems I have with my entire life. One is I love Reese's peanut butter cups. Okay. I do. The girls in the office gave me a whole bag for Christmas of the dark chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups, right? And what did I do? I went around the whole office giving them away because I know if I took them home, they'd be half gone tonight and all the way gone tomorrow night. And then I tell myself, well, God, I don't sleep very well.
Hey, Elie.
Yeah, Patrick.
Just like the commercial says, not sorry.
Yeah. But you know, the thing is with I know where my soft spot is. I know where my weak spot is, right? So if I keep my weak spot away from me, then I don't have to really, it stays in the shadows. It's not looking me in the eyes going, eat me, eat me. So then when I don't do that, I tend to sleep a little bit better because sugar's an energy molecule, right? And you can't eat an energy molecule and think that you're going to go and sleep well after eating a bunch of sugar. It's just impossible. You talk about, you know, those rhythms that we're talking about to help your body get into REM sleep. And when you get into REM sleep, your body releases GH and all these wonderful hormones for recovery and everything like that. All that doesn't happen because what happens is that you start to get there, then you wake up, and then your body has to start all over again to get into that hormonal cycle, right? And that's why you get torn up so much when you don't sleep really well, and especially as we get a little bit older, those things, you know, like my head just turns. I can't stop thinking. I love my job so much. Like, I'm so excited about being in this family. You know, a lot of times I'll sit there and call Alex because I know he's the exact same way. I'll call him at 2 in the morning. He goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Eating fruit." Because when we were in Malibu, I'd roll over and I'd look at him, and he'd be sitting with his legs crossed in bed because we shared a room together because the whole marketing crew and everything, each of them, he's like, "All right, cuz, you and I will stay in the master bedroom." I'm like, "Okay, you know, it's my cousin, all right." So, so, you know, I turn over at 2 o'clock in the morning, he's watching TV, eating watermelon. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I get up every night and I like to eat my fruit." And I'm just like, wow, you know, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "In the morning, I'm getting up, going down to the beach, going for a run." "Nah, here, have some fruit," you know. He's very comical like that. And in our relationship is very lighthearted like that. And I think that's why we really get along when it comes to this. There's no ego involved in this for us. Number one, I'm too old and to be going into that. And number two, I understand that the outcome is to benefit our family here, right? And ego doesn't play into a part of that. I really have to be just humble, and I feel at peace that way. So, you know, when we're making these things, it's like we're firing things back and forth to each other, and you know, because he has sometimes a different perspective than I have, and sometimes I'll have a different perspective, but we always seem to come together and make these things work together because we understand each other's position. And that's I mean, that's what family does. That's what relationships are all about, you know, when we talk about all this stuff. So that being said, I know I'm being long-winded tonight, Kelly, so I hope you don't mind. I hope I'm keeping everybody kind of entertained. Yeah. Let's talk about night. All right. So we still have the same fats in here. We have the collagen, but we took the DHA out. And the reason why we took the DHA out is the evening one, we don't want your mind to start creating thoughts. We want your mind to calm down. Here we use L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid that actually helps really calm and settle your mind. If you can turn your brain off just a little bit, right, and get those thoughts just to calm down a little bit, we can get to sleep and actually have a more peaceful sleep. That's what theanine does for you. Then we have 5-HTP, 5-hydroxytryptophan. So tryptophan actually has to turn into 5-hydroxytryptophan to help your body with serotonin, melatonin and serotonin. So 5-hydroxytryptophan is a great relaxer for that. Some people say, "Oh, I take tryptophan." Take 5-hydroxytryptophan. Is actually more effective at helping you, you know, sleep better, stay into your rhythms better, and actually it's less volatile in the gut than tryptophan is as well. So you get better. You don't have to take as much, and you get better utilization. Then we go GABA. So GABA is one of my favorite amino acids. Gamma aminobutyric acid. That's GABA. Excuse me. The way I think of GABA, I think of it a little bit differently. It balances the left brain, right brain relationship. Our thoughts tend to fly when one side of our mind is not balanced with the other. Anxiety, depression, those types of things. GABA really helps settle, it helps aid settling all of that. And when you have a calmness or a balance in your mind, this really kind of helps, you know, turn off the body and for you to be able to get to sleep. And then the last thing is chamomile extract. I mean, chamomile has been used for thousands of years. I mean, I remember when we first came to the United States, my mom used to feed it to me for constipation because it would help you relax. And then you would just have a bowel movement, right? And when you're a kid, that's what they used to do. And I remember, 48 years ago, when my dad purchased the store, I used to play football, and I used to always get wound up, and he used to say, yeah, drink chamomile. It'll help you calm down. And it's a great calmer. I wouldn't say, it may have a small quality of a sedative factor to it, but it's not something like valerian that's going to leave you hungover or tired. It makes you actually in the morning feel refreshed. So as you can see, when you put all the ingredients of night together, what you're doing is you are getting a well-balanced nighttime product that helps your body stay in ketosis, right? If you're on a keto diet. Right? It helps those internal ketones. That's what the MCTs are all about, helping your body release those internal ketones so you can keep producing ketones and stay in ketosis, right? So yeah, that's what day and night are all about. So when you see, I did go over a lot of those. Those are the new products. I wanted to really let you guys know about the new products and how to kind of pitch them in a little bit of a layman's terms. I mean, there's some people out there, you get it, Kelly? Yeah, it makes it easy to understand, right? And if we can understand, we can tell the story. If we can tell the story, we can sell the company, right? That's how it's.
Elie,
Yes.
your layman's terms are my neurosurgeon terms. I'm gonna have
Well,
about 100.
I just want to make sure that everybody understands each aspect and why we put it in there, Kelly. It's so important for me to help you understand it, because I can tell this story all day long, right? Yeah, but it's important for me to get you to be able to tell the story in your own terms, in your own mannerisms, in your own way. We want you to be able to pitch in your voice, and and pitch effectively. I just want people to understand that it's not a technical aspect. I mean, I know these ingredients in and out because I've been doing this for so long. I mean, I've been wiping shelves in a health food store since I was 8 years old. So, I have a little bit of a heads up on people when it comes to these types of things. It's taking this and making people understand that the uniqueness of these products and these ingredients are the thing that makes this company different than most. I sell hundreds of different products at my store. I mean, the top names in the sports industry, the top names in the homeopathic industry, the top names in the herbal industry. And I tell you what, they don't put product out. There's not even 1/10 of the thought in their product as much as we put into our products. They don't even think about it. They're saying, oh, this company makes this, so we're going to make that because they're making money on this nutrient, right? But they don't think of why they're doing it and how they can make it better. And that's the market research that Alexi and I bring to you guys. We've seen what they're doing. I've seen it for 34 years now, how companies approach health, right? And unfortunately, a lot of these health companies are approaching things like the medical industry does. They want to be reactive rather than proactive. And what we're trying to do is take a proactive stance to our nutritional programs with your body's daily rhythms, with the nutrient delivery systems, with the transdermal. I mean, who thought of transdermal? I mean, look at Alexi thought of transdermal 18 years ago. And if you go and you had a hysterectomy, your doctor's going to give you bioidentical estrogen, right? Bioidentical estrogen. And what is it? It's transdermal, right? So, you know, and for males, I mean, they have, what is it? Androgel. And for men, right? Testosterone patches. If you guys are saying that stuff can sit on your body for 7 days and it still doesn't absorb, it's like a jelly factory on your body. It's so disgusting, you know. And here you got a formulator that 18 years ago thought of this, 8 years ago perfected the delivery system, and I mean, we have just an incredible product. The stories, he's an amazing man. And it's not just what you saw with me here, how he is. He's like that with me every day. He could be pissed off at the world, and the first thing he'll do is come up and give me a kiss on my head. You know, that's what kind of leader you have. You know, that's the leadership you have. You have a family member that will go to war with you guys and fight and fight and fight. And if you saw the interior fighting that he does for you, for people in the industry and people trying to get at us and you guys would, I mean, he's amazing. He's truly an amazing human being. And you know how they have those commercials as seen on TV? That's him. That's the way he is. I mean, you see what you get with that guy. There's no whole barge. It's not an act. That's him. You know, so that's why when I get very emotional, I get a little protective of him at times, but I get a little bit emotional because I'm so thankful that he even thought to bring me. I mean, he's like, when he first started this, he looked at me and he goes, "Cuz, you gotta wait a year. I don't know where this is going. It could go right into the gutter, and I don't want you leaving," because I have 3 companies of my own, right? I have my store. I have a bodybuilding company that I have like top 5 athletes in the world on, and then I have stuff that I've developed for diabetes as well, and so that I sell in medical channels overseas. So, you know, when he knew it was going to cost him a little bit of money to bring me over. But I'm not cheap, you know. I make my own money, and he's like, well, you know, I mean, I'm just trying to be honest with you guys about this. And he looked at me and he goes, "I give you whatever you want. I need you." When it came that time, and he goes, "You're the only one that could talk about this stuff like I talk about this stuff." He goes, and I trust you. You're not going to be in it. You're not going to have an ego. You're not going to do this. And here we are. You know, we're 7 months into it. I'm loving my new family. You know, and I'm just so happy to be here. You know, serving you guys. I can't thank you enough. So, Kel, give me some questions.
Well, Elie, thank you so much. I'm going to have to replay this like 100 times to absorb everything you just taught us tonight. Do you have some questions? Let's ask.
I have a question, a
Yes.
very important question.
Yes, Jackie.
The ECGC.
Uh-huh.
Thomas said yesterday in the video that went out in the email, he talked about the caffeine in it.
Yeah.
And all of our stuff, all the documents say there's no caffeine in either one. So which is it?
There is a little touch of caffeine in the EGCG, but it's very, very low. I'll get you an exact amount on that, Jackie.
Okay. I think there needs to be like an asterisk on that in the documentation that states the amount, because we say specifically there is none.
Yeah, I'll double check that, and then the thing is, I have to check our sourcing on that to make sure that because there are decaffeinated ECGC extracts out there as well. So I'll make a note of that and get with you tomorrow and double check on that for you just to make sure.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Totally awesome.
You're welcome. Who
Hi,
else?
Elie. Hi, Elie. It's Mary Jane.
Hey, Mary Jane.
So a lot of people are asking, and I wanted to know if you could address why should we we be using the AM and the PM in conjunction with the KG4?
Okay, it's kind of like the 1, 2, 3 punch
Okay.
that I call it. So you got your early morning supplement with your keto day. Usually after your first meal of the day, you're not in ketosis, and you need those exogenous ketones to kick you back in ketosis after eating a breakfast meal, right? And so that helps you with those outside ketones to help that production. Also, you're getting your vitamins, your minerals, your digestive enzymes, your adaptogens, all those things that block cortisol, all that stuff that helps you, body balance and stay in a ketotic stage, as I call it. And then the evening to keep those ketones rolling, but yet calm your body and mind down.
I have a question.
Okay, thank you, Elie.
You're welcome.
That was great. I muted myself again and then I had to unmute.
I go a little fast sometimes, Mary Jane, so if you need me to slow down, please say, you know what, put the brakes on, because I'm just used to blah, 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 blah.
That was perfect. It was a nice, concise, I like the, just the 3 steps. Obviously, we know it's 3 steps, but the way you expressed it was great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Elie, if somebody is not if somebody's not doing a keto lifestyle, could they still benefit from the keto day, keto night?
So if they were on a low carb lifestyle, I would say, yeah, they could. You could still benefit from these products. You got to remember that, so there's so many other benefits to these products other than keto, even though they are called keto day, keto night. I mean, from the DHA and the mental focus, the C10 caprylic acid that helps you with yeast manifestation, the CoQ10 with the cellular energy, the EGCG with with the fat burning utilization. What am I trying to think here? The fire,
Thermogenesis.
Thank you. You know what I was getting at, and then the peristilbene with not only the fat, but the body protection and the cardiovascular protection. You're going to get that out of the day. Out of the night, you're going to see the left brain, right brain balance with the GABA. You're going to still get, the collagen in there that's going to help you with hair, skin, nail, and joints. You're going to get the 5-HTP, which calms the mind down. You're going to get the theanine, which really will turn off that thinking mechanism. And then you're going to get the chamomile extract for relaxing. So when you say, is there other benefits? I think that, when we talked about doing everyday people, right? Not every person is a keto person, but we want these products to benefit just anybody that wants to be able to take them. The problem is gonna be, and this is what I'm telling you guys right now, that this stuff tastes so good that people are gonna run through it twice as fast as they would normally. I mean, it's kind of crazy how good it tastes. You could put the evening on top of Halo top keto ice cream, and you would think you were at 31 flavors eating a sundae. That's how good it is. So yeah. So I think you're going to see all those benefits.
Well, with saying that, will these products eventually be sold separately so people could buy just the keto day if they ran out first, or keto night?
Yeah, it's going to have to. It's Jennifer, it's really going to have to be. That way, it's look, if somebody's intermittent fasting, they might not want the day. That's the whole thing. And so we have to be adjustable to what people's lifestyles are going to be. We can't, from the beginning, we're going to sell them as a pair, but we're going to have to get eventually to the place where we sell these things individually.
Good to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi,
I have
Elie.
a question.
Okay. Lisa.
Everybody's raising their hand. Hey.
Okay.
Speak.
All
You got
right.
me.
Hi. Hi, Ellie.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
Great.
good. How you doing?
Great info. I don't think you covered this. Patented micelle liposome nutrient delivery system. That's patented by you and Alexi? By New Life or?
That's patented by the manufacturer we work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they only produce these products for us.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you call it again? It's a micellar liposomal delivery system?
Yeah, micellar, yeah. So it is a micellar, I just call it liposomal because, I mean, micellar means, you know, microparticles of cells, small microparticles. So some people will call it micellar liposomal delivery. Let's be honest, it's a fat delivery system.
Okay.
You know, keep it simple with this stuff. The big words sound impressive, but if you're going to be spitting this stuff out all the time, you know, yeah, it's a proprietary fat delivery system.
Hey, Ellie.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, listen, we have a question from someone that can't speak that's on the call, and she wants to know if Ketogen 4, tell me that Ketogen 4 won't be discontinued. Do you have any idea why KG4 does not work for me?
So
is it because one has the
KG4 doesn't have the caffeine in it. You know, some people, they don't feel that caffeine kick, so they feel it's not working for them.
I've noticed a difference between the two myself.
Yeah, and sometimes caffeine, there's so many good benefits to caffeine. It's just the amount of caffeine that you take that can be detrimental because it really taxes your adrenals over time. But you know, Alexi actually thought of that in both KG4 and Ketogen 4 with the adaptogens, with the ashwagandha, you know, and all that in there. Those are cortisolic and adrenal renewals in there. So it may be just the caffeine that she's responding really well to, but I don't think the KG4 is going to be discontinued.
So, I mean, even so,
or the Ketogen 4.
The amount of caffeine is like what, a half a cup of coffee?
Yeah, it's like 75 milligrams.
Okay. So
but you know, like
that's the difference.
I drink a cup of coffee and that I'm good all day.
Right, I drink a couple cups, so I get
you know, some people can go. A guy, my vice president of operations for Alexi and I's store. I mean, he puts down. He's a bodybuilder. He put down 1,500 milligrams of caffeine. He has no adrenals. I try to get him to do adrenal repair all the time, but he's drinking caffeine all day long. And
I will say though, I did notice a difference between those two drinks.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of responses.
Hold on,
like
Kelly
that.
has a question.
Okay, so on the pre-order, will we be able to order either the KG4 or Ketogen 4? Is a question.
Right now, I know it's with the KG4, but I think there'll be something. You know, I'm a product guy. I'm not an operations guy, so I can check with operations to see whether or not that's an interchangeable thing that they're going to be having in the future. And then I've been really pressing them to find out when we're going to be able to sell Keto Day and Keto Night separately as well. You know, because I do have a firm belief that people are going to burn through one faster than the other. Like I intermittent fast 3 days a week. I don't use Keto Day 3 days a week, but
So
I use Keto
like
Night 6 days a week.
Like a custom, they can customize their pack.
Yeah, so
with
you know,
two nights instead of a day.
Yeah, 1 month I'd like to order 1 Keto Day, and the next month I want to order 2 Keto Nights. That way it balances out over time. You know, it has to be usable in a cyclable way for you guys.
So
hi.
what I'm gonna ask you to do, any questions that you have about delivery,
Oh, Kelly, you're gonna be bugging me all weekend long.
I know it now.
We're in the middle of a move right now, so I don't know about that.
So any questions that you have, yeah, you can see we're like loaded here. We're literally moving. Any questions that you have, everybody has my cell phone, 413-374-9540. Text me your questions. And when I get, 15, 20 questions together at the end of the day after moving, I will take them all. I'll have my admin, Maureen, put them into an email, get them over to Elie and Alexa.
And I'll answer them all. Hold on for 1 second, because I think I'm the last one in the office and somebody turned off the lights. So let me turn them back on real quick. Give me 1 second, Patrick.
Yeah.
Oh my God. To take all the, right, guys?
All right. It's on a motion detector.
Hey, so Elie, just for conversation, I had a medical guy come for insurance, take blood from me, and we talked about our keto thing. And he's a firm believer of the keto diet, strictly the keto diet.
Okay.
And we talked about our product, and he said, well, those are exogenous ketos. So as far as like, for the field and how we deal with people that are strictly keto,
I mean,
how do
Thomas and I had this talk the other day. Now, if you are really, really keto oriented, you're maxing out your ketone production, and external source ketones aren't going to benefit you a huge amount. Internal ketones like keto day and keto night will benefit you, especially for that energy punch that your body's going to need throughout the day being on a ketosis diet, so depending where you are, like Thomas looked at me and he goes, for me, I don't think KG4 or ketogen 4 would make a dent in my body after 9 years of being keto. Yeah, but he goes, somebody like you that does intermittent fasting, and I do carb loading, prior to my workouts, it can be a great benefit to me.
But even a lot of people that do the keto diet, not our supplement.
Yeah.
Also carb load at least 1 day a week.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's the 6 days on, 1 day off.
Right. Okay.
So.
You see where I'm going with this, right?
Yes, I do. Okay. Yes, I do. I mean, the thing is, performance enhancing, muscle building, bodybuilding type of workouts, keto will get you so far, but then you're going to have to start carb loading to build real muscle.
Because you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
So
there's no way to sustain heavy weightlifting and resistance training.
Right.
And
So earlier in your dialogue, you were saying how you will lose the energy, or that you won't have the strength. And
yeah,
thank God for the gel, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Because the gel is your supplement for that.
Yeah, that's definitely the kindling the fire.
Right.
Okay, let's see if anybody else has any questions.
I do, if I could ask real quick. You were talking about the new delivery system for the gel. It's Beth, by the way. Hello.
Hi, Beth. the new delivery system that's 8 years old.
Well, yeah, no, but the new bottle. I meant the new bottle delivery. So is that why the color's a little bit different?
It is.
Okay. Because I had customers asking me why the color looks different, and they wanted to know if there was something different in the product. I was like, no, there's
no
different.
oxidation now. There's zero oxidation to that.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
So over time, what happens is you notice with the old bottles, things would get a little darker as it went along, right? That's the way it got. And that's the botanicals oxidizing a little bit. Not that they would go bad, but they would just oxidize a little bit. You don't get that in the new bottle nowadays.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Okay, so
hold on, hey, Alexi, and everybody will get their questions. If I have another question here, somebody wants to know where the glycerin is derived from.
Glycerin is vegetable glycerin.
Okay.
So, vegetables, it's basically a low glycemic vegetable sugar, which is actually really good for hydrating your system. I don't know if people know this, that back in the days, glycerin used to be used as a pump agent, and what it would do is it would strip water from in between the muscle and give you better muscle separation.
Okay. And then we have another, someone has a question. I carb load 3 days a week. You can't build muscle without carbs. It's about it's about the right carbs though, right?
Yeah, it's about the right carbs and the right timing. That's the whole thing. When you're carb loading prior to your workouts.
So you don't want to order Domino's at 10 p.m.
No, that would be carb overloading.
That's like, exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Elie, this is Don. You mentioned about that you break your fast with taking 4 ounces of protein. Why do you do that?
Well, you know what? When you're breaking your fast, you want to kind of ease into it. It's not like you want to shock your body with a whole bunch of carbs and get a huge insulin spike. So to get your digestive, Thomas and I had this discussion. It was his way that he wanted me to do this while I was going through this journey myself. He said by introducing the proteins in there, what you're not doing is you're just not getting huge insulin spikes with your first meal of the day. And that's a big thing when you're doing intermittent fasting, because unless I'm going to go straight into a workout, I don't want that huge insulin spike.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have some more questions for you, Elie. People are texting me.
Well, I look at Lisa here. Lisa, I know she's been waiting. She's been trying to get on a couple of times.
I'm next. Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
I was actually just trying to
What's up?
I was just trying to ask if it has all the stuff for the stomach. Does that mean that you wouldn't need to take a probiotic with it?
Okay, so I want to really make this clear with probiotics. Okay. Probiotics live in your intestines, not in your stomach. They are flora or bacteria that help process and help the immune system in your gut, not in your stomach. Okay, so lactobacillus, all the L's, right, live in your upper intestines. Your B's or your bifidums live in your lower intestines. So they're for nutrient utilization, yeast control, and excretion of waste. Okay, so that's the whole thing. Enzymes are the things in your stomach. Amylase, protease, lipase, all those things. Those things, once betaine hydrochloride has broken down everything, grab everything and pull them to those bacteria that pull them through the intestinal wall and into the bloodstream. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense.
Okay.
We're listening. He was pointing to the dog.
So bottom line, you don't have to take a probiotic.
I mean, really. So I suggest probiotics if you are having diarrhea, if you are having bloating, gassing, sometimes some probiotics. If you're having excretion problems where you're constipated or you're going too much, you're liquefied. Or if you want immune system support. And why they support your immune system is they help you utilize your nutrients a little more effectively.
Hi, Elie. This is
Hi.
Fish. I was trying to understand what you meant. I'm going to talk about the gel. I've been seeing my doctor, and he's Western medicine, and he's so private, he won't even get on the phone call to even talk to you. But anyway,
I wouldn't want to talk to him anyway.
I know. I've had amazing results and great blood work, but he thinks it's the drink that's doing it and not the gel. So he doesn't understand about the HGH. So you said it's 30 times diluted, but I don't know what else he's looking for except he doesn't understand the HGH part.
Yeah, well, he doesn't understand the dosing.
Okay.
That's the thing. And you know, the thing is that I can't make somebody who doesn't want to understand dosing on this, right?
Okay.
I mean, I was on a chiropractor the other day, and the first thing he did was say, I don't believe in homeopathy, and I hung up the phone.
Okay.
Right. And he looked at it and he calls me back and he goes, did you hang up the phone? And I said, yeah. And he goes, why? And I go, because the first thing you said is I don't believe in homeopathy. And I go, what would you do if I said I don't believe in chiropractic and I was calling you as a chiropractor? Right?
Yeah.
You mean you're going to squeeze the air out between my bones and make my nerves feel better?
Right.
Right. So you know, again, I've been doing this a very long time, and sometimes I'm a little blunt with people but because I like to get to the point.
Yeah.
You know, I think people have questions and they want answers to their questions.
Yeah.
Right. It's the fact that he doesn't believe in our dosing system. He believes, and he's trained in Western medical pharmaceutical. Right.
Yeah.
He's not going to understand. If you look at the pharmaceutical industry, they've been around 75 years.
Right.
You know, homeopathy has been around since 1749.
Okay, I'm right now.
Okay.
49.
Right. So I mean, you're believing in a modality that's only been here for 75 years, yet you're doubting a modality that's been here over 200 years.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, you look at. And this is what, guys, this is important. This is important stuff I want you to understand, right? The Medical Association really only has a 75-year track record. 90% of all pharmaceuticals out on the market come from some base of a natural form, right? Valium comes from valerian. Right? These drugs that they make, their foundational approaches came from some ancient Indian, Spanish, or some other culture's recipe that has been there for thousands of years. But yet they want you to believe their system. And don't think, all right, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. I know what being about medicine. I've had my guts taken out of my body and major surgeries, and I thank God and I thank my wife that I'm still here on this planet. But the thing is that in my recovery, my doctor is very open-minded. He's a young Asian guy, and he looked at me and I said, what should I do recovery-wise? And he goes, well, you probably know better than me. That's an honest guy.
Yeah.
Right. So the whole thing is that we can't sit on the couch, eat bonbons, and do terrible things to our bodies, and take a product like Somaderm or Keto Day or KG4 and expect to get these miraculous results. It's hard work, just like your business is hard work. It's dedication. It's staying true to the cause, and it's staying the course with what you're trying to accomplish here. What do you want? If you want it, go out and get it. I mean, it's there for you to take.
Exactly.
Alexia, I have a question for you. I mean, Ellie, excuse me.
That's all right.
So from Leanne, she obviously works out. She says on heavier days, like when she does her leg workout, how many carbs and what type? She does sweet potatoes.
She wants me to become a nutritionist now. So I work with one of the top bodybuilding coaches in the world. His name is Ariel Alberto. He's a tremendous young man. He coaches guys like Anthony Woods. He's coached Jeremy Potvin. I mean, you're talking top 5 in the world in bodybuilding. So prior to leg workout days, you're going to do anywhere from 50 to 100 grams of carbs. I do oats. I mix up oats with my protein on leg day, and 45 minutes prior to the gym, I'll drink something like that. and
She
put
said
those
she's
down.
got sweet potatoes and
I mean, yeah, something that's going to be semi-complex, semi-not complex, you know. I like oats. Oats do me great.
Potatoes would be complex.
Yeah, but you got to eat the skins on them.
Right, you just got to boil it or steam it and eat it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Hold on, Kelly has one from.
I have a couple of questions that have come through.
Go ahead.
Hold on, I'm looking them up. Okay, I have a question how Elie feels about applying gel to our face. As an esthetician, I'm very curious.
Just don't put it in your eyes.
I do it.
You know, it's not going to make your eyes any bluer.
Okay, Jeanette. Hi, I was driving on the call, but wanted to ask if someone had intestinal distress with KG4 and gave up. Could the benefit from KD and KN, and how do we encourage them to try again?
Well,
These are not exogenous ketones, I believe.
Yeah. So a lot of times with exogenous ketones, they're quite upsetting to the stomach. You need to ease into them a little more rather than going full dosing right away on that. Starting out with like quarter, half, 3/4, and building into that. We've seen that happen with a few people out there. I'm one of those. I can get away with half a serving and actually do good on that. I do a full serving and it pushes me through the restroom. But you know, I have a sensitive system. And then somebody asked, stevia isn't listed on the ingredients. You're right, stevia isn't listed on the ingredients.
Oh, you see that? Okay, I was going to just ask.
It isn't listed on the ingredients because it isn't in here because of the organic glycerin in there sweetening the product. I confused it with KG4. So I hope that answers that question from Bob.
Yeah, so this call is usually a half an hour to 45 minutes long. It's been an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, whatever.
You've taken up so much of your time. The lights are off in your office. You know, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for taking all this time with us and helping us to understand so much more. And I promise I will replay this probably 1,000 times.
Yes.
And Elie, again, thank you.
Oh, guys, you know,
thank you.
In closing, I just like, you know, Patrick, Kelly, thank you. You know, I'm always here for you guys. You guys are here for me. So I want to do you right, you know. And I think I mean, it's funny because I'll get up and I'll be on my car driving to work and I'll get a call from Kelly and she's like, hey, Cal, Al, and I'm like, hey, Cal, you know? And we joke about it. So, you know, Patrick, I appreciate both of you guys so much. And I appreciate all of my New Life family out there. I'm here to serve you. You know, really, really, I am. I promise you, I'm here to serve you guys. If you got any questions, really, please put them in this question box over here to the right on this. Get them over to Kelly. I promise, even if the list is 1,000 questions long, I will get back to all of them. I really will. You know, I will. You know.
So Elie, in closing, truth be told, okay, KG4, Ketogen 4, you know, you get some complaints that people have to run to the restroom, but I look at it this way. That means either you're not eating correctly and the product's working. It's like, and I don't mean to use this as an analogy, but if you're on chemo and you lose your hair, you know the chemo's working.
Yeah.
So I feel when I do the drink and I haven't been behaving, I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, you know.
But if I'm eating correctly and I do the drink.
Yeah,
so
it makes a difference. You're 100% right. John and I talked to LaPresto. We spoke a little bit about, you know, functional eating and eating for goals. Excuse me. It makes a huge difference in what you're trying to accomplish. Again, you cannot sit on the couch eating bonbons and ice cream expecting to take ketogen 4 and your body to be real kind to you.
No, it's going to reject it.
Exactly.
Reject it, and that means it's working. In my opinion, that means whatever you guys are putting into this product, and we take it as you know, the dosage properly, you'll know if you're doing the right thing or not, because you're going to buy a case of toilet paper.
Yeah. So, you know, and start off, I would tell people this. Start off with a lower dosage. You don't have to go into
Work your way in.
Yeah, they ease your way into this. You're not going to get under a bench press and put all the weight on it and think you're going to get that bench press up the first time. You've got to build into these things. Our bodies are very delicate instruments, and these instruments need to be treated that way. If we abuse these instruments are going to let us know that something's going to go a little south on us here. So we've got to approach this in the proper way.
Again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Feel better. We, you know, not only did you take 2 hours to spend with us, it's greatly, greatly appreciated, but on top of it, it's holiday week and you're not feeling well. Extra thank you.
That doesn't, I always feel good when I talk to my new Life family. This I will say, Pasadena is super important. It is, you know, I'm not trying to go out there and sell you guys on something here, but to connect with your new Life family and get momentum into the coming year, it is imperative to be at this event. There are things going to happen at this event, trainings that are going to happen at this event that are going to be unreal. The accessibility to us, we're going to be there for you. This is the time to come grab us, ask us a question, pull me to the side, let's sit down and have some coffee and talk about things. How can I help you? This is what we're all about here at New Life. Alexi's going to be protected like a rock star, because he is. But I will be more than gracious with my time to talk to you. You know, I've sat here for how long? An hour and 45 minutes with you guys, and I'll stay here another an hour and 45 minutes if Kelly and Patrick wanted me to. This is what it's all about. No, my wife would actually want to put my head on a chopping block if I did that.
Listen, we're thankful for every minute you give us. Trust me.
So, yeah. So get to these events. Johnny said it best earlier, you know, you've got to know what your team is doing. You've got to have a strategy. You've got to get that momentum going into the new year. I'm sure there's going to be specials at the events too on products and things like that you'll be able to get to really kick off this new year as well. So go to Pasadena, please. I want to see all of you there.
We will be there.
So
thank you again. And guys, thank you for joining.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you,
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you, Elie.
You're welcome. Bye, Cal. Bye, Patrick.
Love you,
Happy
Elie.
holidays, guys.
Jackie, I'll get that information for you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much, honey. So appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Lisa.
Holidays. Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Bye, Jackie.
Trisha, we'll see you later. Don, we'll talk to you later.
All right, take care, guys. See you later.
All right, guys.
It's like the Hollywood Squares.
The Brady Bunch.